Welcome to an overview of the Buncee Ideas Lab. We're going to start by going to www.buncee.com. If you're not familiar with Buncee, it is basically a multimedia creation tool that I like to say is really your all-in-one go-to place for creating. Um, Everyone from kindergartners to adults can use this tool very effectively. And as someone who specializes and works with mostly ENL teachers, you can import audio in there, video, lots of different things. It also has Microsoft's Immersive Reader built in. And I'm going to focus today on their Ideas Lab, which is all of their ready-made materials for you to use. Sit tight while I just log in here. So when you come into Buncee, the Ideas Lab is located right in the upper right. Hopefully everyone is seeing that. So I'm going to click into the Ideas Lab. And as I mentioned, sometimes when people first start using Buncee, they're not really sure what they should create. It's very much PowerPoint-like, Google Slides-like, but it really gives you a tremendous amount of flexibility in terms of creation. But if you're not a person who wants to create from scratch, they have hundreds of templates and ready-made lessons already built into the Ideas Lab. So you can search for an idea in the upper left. If you have a topic that you want to look for, you can search for it there. Or you can also filter your topics. On the left-hand side here, you see filter by topics, and they have lots of different areas here. App smashing, art, arts and music. You can kind of scroll through English, featured things, events, greeting cards, holidays, school communication, science, social media, social studies, language learning, lots of different areas you can search on, as well as you can filter by grade levels also on the left. So you could choose elementary, middle, or high school, all right? Now, as you're looking at the Ideas Lab, and I'm just on the main home page here, you can see, they give you a title, they give you kind of the way, a preview of how the slides would look, and a description of what they are. And many of the items are made by Buncee staff. Some are also made by teachers. And teachers, here's one right here from the Minerva School District. People share their items that they make if they really are proud of them and they think it'll be of use to others. You can send them to the Buncee staff and they will post them in the Ideas Lab. So right now what I did was I bookmarked yesterday 3 lessons that I kind of wanted to go over with you, and I chose them for some different reasons. So the first one that I bookmarked is Learn Your ABCs with Alpha Buncee. All right, now, if I'd like to, I could just click right on the thumbnail there and I could just go through the slides just to see how they would look. And this one is literally the alphabet, and this would be great, again, for your really lower learners, K to maybe 2. And this slideshow is, this Buncee, as they say, is really completely made for you. But the reason I like it is that what you can have your students do is you can have them add audio to all of these pages that are ready made. So again, it helps with their understanding of not only the items that go with the alphabet, but helps with their vocabulary skills as well. So I'm going to show you how to use that right now. So if I just say, view this, and I click into it, since I am logged into Buncee, okay, here's a little message that comes up: translate your Buncee text, customize reading. And if I wanted to learn more about that, I could. I'm just going to close that. That's about Immersive Reader, which I'll show you in a few minutes. So when I want to use this Buncee, what I do is I click copy in the upper right. And once I copy it, it then asks me, what do I want to do? Do I want to view it or edit it? I'm going to click on edit, just to show you how this would work for your students being able to add things. So all of the slides open up on the left-hand side, right? And now if I wanted to add audio to this, I would click on, let's say the apple. And now hopefully you're still seeing at the bottom of my screen where it says audio. If I click on that, the recording tool comes up. And it's asking me to allow my mic. I'll say allow. And now I hit the record button and I'll say the word apple. Apple. And I simply hit stop right there. It's showing me that the recording is there. And if I say upload, it's going to attach that audio file and then say add. I can listen to it, by the way, and preview it to make sure it's working properly. Apple. If I don't like it, I could remove it, re-record, but I'll say add. And now the audio is attached to the apple. And your students can just click on each item and again, choose audio and record. How do I know that it actually worked? What I do is I go to my preview mode right here at the upper right. I click on there. And now you're going to notice there's a little play button on the apple itself. So when I click on that, apple, there it is. So your students can record any audio throughout all of these pages, or actually any Buncee that you share with them. And as I mentioned, it's great for showing their understanding, their vocabulary enhancement, their speaking abilities. All right, so that's the first one that I was going to share with you guys, adding audio. The next one that I've bookmarked is going to highlight Immersive Reader. I pulled out a more of a middle school lesson this time, and this is all about President's Day. So again, I'm going to click in here. And the reason I'm using this is not only, again, is it a higher level, but it's also going to give us a lot of text in here to be able to showcase how the Immersive Reader works in Buncee, which is going to be great, again, for your E&L students. So there are 6 slides in this Buncee. If I wanted to actually copy it and edit it, I could, but I actually don't have to in order to use the Immersive Reader. So I'm going to just go to the next slide. All right, so right now I'm on this slide, and I'd like to check it out in Immersive Reader. So the Immersive Reader tool is at the top. It looks like the little pages of the book with the speaker the audio icon. And if I click on that, it's actually going to open up the page of the Buncee. Now, there are some Immersive Reader little tips and tricks here. So you can adjust the voice setting right here. And I find on the speed for like ENL, I usually drag it down to 0.75. I find that's a good speed. Some of the faster speeds I tend to find are a little too fast for the ENL audience. And again, you can choose whether you want a male or female voice. So that's a little bit of that. You've also got in the upper right here, there are different text preferences. You've got some grammar options. This is really cool. If you want just certain parts of speech to be highlighted, you can turn those on and off. So if I wanted, a noun to be highlighted, nouns, or if I wanted just verbs to be highlighted, you'll notice how the colors change. And you could also adjust those colors in the panel over here. So you could choose any colors you'd like. So right now, I'm just going to turn that off. And you can also have it separate syllables for you, which sometimes is very helpful, again, with our students. And then the last option up here on the right are your reading preferences. And picture dictionary is turned on, so that's always a good thing to have if a student isn't sure of a certain word. Again, depending on the word, not everything has a picture that might go with it, but you could turn that picture dictionary on. And I usually turn on the full document. Let me just choose a language. I'm just going to choose Spanish here, and it will translate into all these different languages that you see here. I will pick Spanish, and I'm going to turn on for the entire document. And now you'll see what happens. First of all, it's translated into Spanish, and it can.
Originalmente establecida en 1885 en reconocimiento al presidente George Washington, la fiesta se hizo popularmente conocida como President's Day.
And then at the very top of my screen where it says original, I can just toggle it right back to English. So your students or even their parents can assist and help them going back and forth to the English, and it'll read it in English too if I hit the play button.
Originally established in 1885 in recognition of President George Washington, the holiday
became popularly known as President's Day.
One last quick thing you can do here, and another one that I had chosen here was celebrate cultural diversity in America. And just to show you again, you could take a ready-made Buncee that's already there, and if I wanted to, let's say, delete a slide from here, or many, let's say there's only one slide I want to use. Here's a great slide on the family tree. And I don't want anything else that's here. I only want this. I can come in here, I can click on any other slide I want, and at the bottom of your screen, you see the option to delete pages. I can just delete everything else off of here because it's made my own copy in my own library. So I could take off anything else I don't want, leave it just as my family tree. I could rename it at the top here, you know, instead of cultural diversity, you know, I could just name it family tree and it'll be completely saved. So my takeaway, hopefully, on this is that Buncee is a great tool to use with your ENL students. So as I mentioned, everything K through adult. You could find all types of things here. It contains tons of animations, graphics. You could create your own videos, upload videos, link to websites, almost anything you want to do. It's the one-stop shop for creation for your students. I hope you enjoyed this overview of the Buncee Ideas Lab.